Good evening. Tonight we're going to be studying about word problems about combining and elapsed time. So let's look at our first problem. The containers range in weight from 245 pounds to 160 pounds. The heaviest container weighs about how many more pounds than the lightest container? Let's start off by highlighting the numbers in our problems. We have 245 pounds and 160 pounds. Now let's draw a picture to illustrate our problem. So we have one container that is 245 pounds. And we have a smaller container that is 160 pounds. And we need to figure out what the difference between the two of them are. So, in order to do that, we need to set up a subtraction problem. 245 minus 160. Well, I know I'm going to have to do some regrouping with my tens and my hundreds place value. So I'm going to cross those off. I need to borrow 1 10 from the hundreds and make that a 1, and then I need to bring that over with the regroup it with the tens. So now I can subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5, and 14 minus 6 is 8, so that gives me 85, and I need to use my label, and my label is pounds, and that can be abbreviated LBS. Pause the video and copy this down. We have another problem to look at. Let's look at this one. Mel is 6 years younger than his brother Cleon. Mel is 11 years old. How old is Cleon? Well, let's look at the picture of this one. We have Cleon here. He is the older brother. We don't know how old he is. But we do know that Mel is 11 years old, and the difference between Mel's age and Cleon's age is 11 years. So we need to solve this problem. What we don't know is Cleon's age. And we know that there is 6 years between Cleon and Mel, and that gives us 11 years. Well, we've learned in earlier lessons that we need to reverse this problem. Instead of doing subtraction, x minus 6 equals 11, we need to reverse it and go 11, opposite operation, which is addition, 11 plus 6, and that should give us Cleon's age. So, pause the video, figure out Cleon's age. 17 years. Let's look at another problem. At Longfellow Elementary School, class begins at 8:10 a.m. The school day ends at 3:20 p.m. What is the length of the school day at Longfellow Elementary? Now, on our pretest, I saw a great way to figure this out. And it's a strategy that I've not used to teach students, but I think it is so good, I'm going to show you. Okay, this student drew a chart with a start, an end, and the time difference between the two. So let's look at our first time. School starts at 8:10. Well, I want to go up to the next hour, because that's going to make easy math for me. And the next hour would be 9 a.m. Well, from 8 a.m. or 8:10 a.m. to 9 a.m. is 50 minutes. So then I need to go from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. because that's my next whole hour time. And that's going to give me 6 hours. Then I'm going to go from 3 p.m. to 3:20, and that's going to give me 20 minutes. Well, now I need to combine this to find out a total answer. So I need to add my like terms, which would be my minutes. 50 plus 20, and that's going to give me 70 minutes. Well, 70 minutes, I know that there are only 60 minutes in an hour, so I need to convert this from 70 minutes to 1 hour and 10 minutes. Well, now I can add the 6 hours to that, and I can come up with 7 hours and 10 minutes that we are in school at Longfellow Elementary. Pause the video and write this strategy down. Here's one I'd like you to do on your own. Elena finished her homework at 8:05 p.m. She began at 6:50 p.m. How long did it take Elena to finish her homework? Pause the video and solve the problem. You should have, if you use the chart method that I just showed you, your chart should look similar to this. Check your chart. Then pause the video. Okay, so we added our like terms, which is 10 minutes plus 5 minutes, and that gives me 15 minutes. And I know that 15 minutes is less than an hour, so I don't have any conversions here. So I just need to add that to my 1 hour that I have over there. And Elena worked 1 hour and 15 minutes on her homework. Pause the video and make sure your answers match. Okay, now it's time for a review. I'd like you to do a factor chart of the number 36. Pause the video. Check your answer. Please mark any factor pairs that you missed with a different colored marker or pencil. Okay, the next thing I'd like you to do is I'd like you to try to do the prime factorization tree. So, remember, we start with 36. Pick one set of factors that already has a prime number. Remember, Mrs. Q always likes to start with the first prime number, which in this case is 2 and 18. Please pause the video, continue the factor tree until you have it all done. Welcome back. Check your factor tree against mine. The next thing we need to do is always circle your prime numbers so that you know you've gotten all the way to the end, and then write it out as a big multiplication problem. So, prime factorization of 36 is 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. One more problem for review. Write 4,567,983 in expanded form. Pause the video. You should have written 4 million plus 500,000 plus 60,000 plus 7,000 plus 900 plus 80 plus 3. If you have any questions about the review problems or any of the problems that we worked today, make sure you ask in class.